And as she ascended to this position, there were family members and everybody said, girl, you can't do that. You can't do that job. You don't have the training. You don't have the education. What make you think you're going to do that? And there were some folks in the convention who thought that too, till they had the first meeting. And there were some women who tried to hijack the meeting. And mama gavelled the meeting. She said, wait a minute, don't you take my meekness for weakness. And one of her mentors stand up, you're going to be all right, baby. You're going to be all right. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do what you already been doing. God will give you the power to do that which he called you to do. And when you step out on that authority, all authority is given to you to do that thing. When Jesus came, he had all authority. That's why Satan wanted to sidetrack him. If you really who you say you are, jump up off this hill and let the angels catch you, because the Bible say his angels been given charge of you lest you dash your foot against a stone. Ain't you hungry? You got the power to turn those stones into bread. He didn't fall for the okie doke. I didn't come here to impress nobody. I didn't come here to turn rocks into bread. I didn't come here to fly off of the temple. I came here to bring life. And when he sends you out in the world, he has given you all authority. You know something? Church folk need to stop being so meek. We tear Satan's walls down up in here. Get out in the world and we're afraid to tell folk that sin is sin. And the Lord love you, but sinners will go to hell. We're afraid to tell folk. And then we want to talk about the Jehovah Witnesses. They ain't scared to come knock on your door. Jehovah Witnesses came to my house one day. Kathy said, y'all bold. You come to the preacher's house. Everybody in here saved. Do you know Jesus? Yeah. We so timid. You have to understand, you have divine power. You have to understand that God has equipped you. If he told you to do it, can't nobody stop it. Yeah. See, Jesus lived by divine purpose. Jesus lived by divine power. Yes. And the final thing, and please get this, my brothers and sisters, Jesus lived by divine plan. See, when Jesus said, Father, the hour is come, he was tapping into a current of thought about his hour that he had talked about extensively throughout this gospel. Yes. See, the first thing you got to understand about your divine plan is that nothing should distract you from the plan. Yes, sir. Yes. Jesus wouldn't even let his mama distract him from the plan. Yes, yes, yes. You all know they went to the wedding and folk throw a wedding and run out of wine. Yes, sir. And you know the story. The folks said, what we gonna do? We ain't got no wine up in here. You know how folk get when the wine run out. Folk wondering what we gonna do. Mary said, go see Jesus. Jesus, come here, baby. They done run out of wine. And he told her, what this got to do with me? My hour has not come. Now, see, some folk look at that and say, well, you know, Jesus is really mean to his mama. No, he had to let her know, Mama, it's not my time yet. I ain't being disrespectful. I'm not talking about your friends because they didn't have enough wine. This ain't my time. But I'm going to help you out. Well, See, we have to understand that he was focused on what he was supposed to be doing. And see, a lot of us get started out on something, we're trying to accomplish something, then something else come along, and then we get sidetracked. Yes, yes. Uh-huh. You know, before we know it, the thing that we set out to do, and then we even told folks, you know, God told me to do this. That thing we set out to do end up not getting done because we end up getting sidetracked by somebody else's agenda. Yes, sir. I know you're right. Please understand, my brothers and sisters. I'm not being mean. I'm not talking about folk. I'm talking about what you need to understand about you. When you look around Tuskegee, there are a whole bunch of good causes in Tuskegee. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of good work that need to be done here. But if you notice something, I know y'all been looking at TV where them fires been cranking up and them $1 million mansions been getting burned. And you know, the interesting thing about in a situation like that, I've been, they'll let about 10,000 acres burn before they figure out how we're going to attack the fire.
That's right.
And I know folks saying, well, why ain't y'all just go put the fire out? Because, see, first of all, you got to understand that some stuff you don't need to be wasting resources on.
That's right.
Some stuff going to burn.
It's going to burn anyway.
It's going to happen.
Well,
you need to be looking at where's the best place to put my resources. Where's the best place to put my time and my efforts. Please understand, you just can't sit there and go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But you got to ask God, Lord, what is the best use of my time? Before you know it, folk will have you on all kinds of committees doing all kinds of stuff and don't nothing get accomplished.
That's right. That's right. You know you're right.
And then some of the same folks sit back and talk about we can't do nothing.
That's right. You know you're right.
You got to stay in your lane. Jesus was not going to allow himself to be distracted by what seemed to be an important situation. It was important for the folk at the party.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily important for Jesus. We have to understand that when we have God's purpose in mind, it helps you not to be distracted by that other stuff.
Yes.
Nothing should distract you when you live by a divine plan.
Yes.
And the next thing, and I want y'all to get this, nothing can destroy you if you live by a divine plan.
I know you're right.
You see, those that wanted to kill Christ couldn't. They tried, but they couldn't touch him.
That's right.
They said and got together, we gonna kill him, and he walked right out the middle of the crowd because he had a divine purpose, and God wasn't gonna allow them to touch him till he did what he was called to do.